You know we love naming everything, so we just named the wing engine. It's a Yanmar, and we love Yanni. Come on, who doesn't love Yanni? That's a perfect name. Yanni, the Yanmar wing engine. Well, it's good that you're giving Yanni some love today. Well, good morning, Roche Harbor, and goodbye, Roche Harbor. It's been nice. Can't wait to be back. Hopefully it's before next Thanksgiving. Such a nice day.
Never sad coming, but sad when you gotta turn around and head back to reality. Going down the west side of San Juan Island. Hopefully we'll see some whales. We haven't seen any orcas in a long time, probably over a year. So maybe we'll get lucky and see some today, we'll see. They like to, at least in the summer months, I don't think so much in the winter, but they regularly hang out on the west side of San Juan Island. And a lot of people that take whale watching tours end up seeing them on this side of the island, so maybe we'll get lucky today, we'll see. Whales. If you look off in the distance, there was just a blow. This lighting, you can actually see the blows pretty good. It's amazing how much water and how high it's being blown. But basically, just straighten a little off of a report. So this container ship that just passed us, it left such a big wake that it's showing up on radar. That's the container ship there, and here's its wake. There's a sailboat that's ready to cross its wake.
Oh God!
And then you can start to see a little bit of the wake on the other side, the V coming off the back.
So I should be worried. I should latch everything.
Watch that sailboat. It's gonna hit it.
Okay. Gonna get everything latched up. Got that latched. So this container ship wake might not look like trouble, but we learned the hard way that they're not always what they appear to be, and if you're not ready for them, you and your boat could be in for quite a ride. Okay, Christmas tree, don't go anywhere. Stay upright, you hear? I'm like super nervous. I have to like get rid of this and I don't want to waste it. So I've got to go to the bathroom really bad. Actually, I should probably go now. I'm trying to down this. It's coming for us. It's coming. Our first experience with this kind of wake was during one of our very first cruises aboard Freedom. Nothing was latched, nothing was put away, and neither Sean nor I had any idea what we were in store for. As the wake approached the boat looking deceptively small and harmless, we suddenly felt the boat crash down into the trough of the wave before levitating up over its crest in what felt like a nightmare in super slow motion. All of our fridges burst open, bottles went flying, cans smashed to the ground, I jacked at my back, and poor Sully and Sandy at the time looked like they were going to divorce us the minute we got back to a dock. Luckily this one today turned out to be not so bad, but it's better to be safe than sorry. That was pretty uneventful.
She took it like a champ.
Yeah, how did it feel up here?
Good.
Did it feel like the usual ones?
No, it was a piece of cake.
Yeah.
The stabilizer. I was a little worried taking it on the beam, but the stabilizers did a really good job.
Yeah, I didn't feel much at all.
Just kind of lifted the boat up and the waves rolled underneath it.
Yeah, that was pretty lame. I was hoping for a big one. What I wasn't hoping for was a sudden bout of seasickness. Maybe it was my third cup of coffee, or maybe too much moving around, but luckily it was short-lived. So next stop, Seattle, to do more generator repairs so we can get back out on the water.
I'm looking at the tracking info. Looks like Monday the part comes.
So what exactly is wrong with the generator? You've explained it to me before and I can never remember these things. So let everybody know what's going on with our Jenny.
Our generator, the freshwater circulating pump, so the pump that circulates coolant through the engine, it's weeping coolant. So there's a weep hole on the end of it where the pulley is attached, and that means that coolant is sneaking by the seal and getting by the bearing that supports the shaft that's driven by the pulley. So when you see coolant come out of that weep hole, the weep hole is there, as an indicator that that seal is shot. So we need a new freshwater circulating pump on our generator. So that's coming on Monday. Unfortunately, I thought it was going to come this week. So next weekend, that'll be one of our projects to get the new pump on so that we can start using our generator again.
Is that actually a term? Weep hole? Like weeping?
Uh-huh.
Like you're crying?
Yep.
So let everybody know what the next big project is that you want my assistance with.
So everybody likes watching Elizabeth do projects on the boat, so we have an upcoming project on the boat that's perfect for her. It should be fairly easy. It'll be a good project that I can film. It's going to be to replace all of our black water sewage hoses. So all the hoses that go from our toilet to the holding tank and from the holding tank to the deck fills and pumps overboard. So we'll make sure to capture that on film. You guys will be able to watch her change out those hoses, and we're going to make sure that she does it without any gloves, without any face protection, and so on.
Can I actually do it? Like if you'll take the camera for once, I'd gladly do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's best that she does it because she's smaller than I am, so to fit in some of these small spaces where the hoses are routed, I think she's just a little bit more limber than I am and can work ourselves into some of these smaller places. So that's going to be one of the next upcoming projects. We've ordered the parts, we've ordered the hoses, and she should have fun doing that one. If you guys are interested in seeing Elizabeth change all of the Blackwater sanitation hoses aboard MV Freedom, give us a big thumbs up down below and leave a comment. Say, yes, I would absolutely love to watch Elizabeth change the Blackwater hoses. Speaking of Blackwater hoses, I think today, since there's not a lot of work to be done, since we're waiting on things to come in the mail, it's a beautiful day out, we'll probably head out and get a pump out to empty out our Blackwater tank, and then while we're out there, we'll take a little boat ride around Elliott Bay. Just enjoy the sights. Take a little cruise.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
So we are just left our slip and the pump out. It's just 2 docks over where the fuel dock is at the end of the fuel dock. So our pump out is on the starboard side of our boat and we dock on the port side. So Elizabeth is just moving the fenders over to that side.
Doing my favorite thing in the world, pump outs. Sean, how do they say it in National Lampoon?
Shitter was full!
All right, we're good. Forgot my shoes.
It's down white, boy.
Sean, how's it going? That's what I thought.
It sound right, boys.
All right, I'm on. That wasn't that bad. It's never that bad. That was 10 minutes, like door to door, even pulling up and tying up at the slip and pulling out of the dock. So glad that's over with. We usually can go 8, maybe 10 days before we get a pump out. And there's also a really great app. It's called the Pump Out app. It shows you all of the pump outs in the Puget Sound region and maybe even beyond the Puget Sound region. But most pump outs, I think, if not all of them, are free in this area because you obviously can't just pump out in Puget Sound. So it's a great app. If we're ever traveling, we always reference that to see where there's places if we know we're not going to get back to our marina in time. So now I'm going to make another cup of coffee, grab a snack, and we're going to go enjoy a joyride through downtown Seattle. It's been a while since we've been there, so I'm excited to see it from the water. Oh, and if you guys haven't tried sugar cookie Hershey Kisses, you've got to try them. They are the best. There you go, sweetie.
Oh, thanks, my favorite. Sugar cookie.
I know you love sugar cookies, and I know you could use a kiss, so. After months of cruising hundreds of miles north, south, and west to explore this beautiful region, sometimes it's nice to take a shorter cruise just for the afternoon to enjoy what's right in our own backyard.
It's crazy to think that it's been nearly a year since we called Elliott Bay Marina home, or at least our part-time home. And while so much has changed in 2020, some things never change, like our need to exercise the wing engine.
What you doing? Exercising the wing?
It's going to, but I don't think it's going to start. Run the wing a little bit?
Yep. 30 minutes or so?
Yeah, we'll see. I'll let it warm up and I'll put it into gear here in a minute. Let it take over. We're really clipping with Yanni. Doing 4.3 knots.
It's Yanni.
Or Yanni. We're flying.
So we just have the wing on right now, right?
Yeah.
4
The
knots.
main's running, but it's just a neutral.
That's pretty good. 4 knots.
Yeah.
She could get us home.
4.4.
Coming in hot.
Yeah. Look out, world.
It's been a while since we've seen Seattle by the water, but yesterday when I did some Christmas shopping downtown, I almost cried. It was so sad. The city is not the same city we left back in March. So much is boarded up, so much is closed. It'll come back, of course it will, but it's definitely going through some pain as most cities in the country and the world are right now. I'm looking forward to 2021. I mean, I hope it's not as crazy as 2020. You never know, but there's always hope.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the ride, be sure to like, subscribe, and most importantly, click on that handy little bell so you'll automatically be notified anytime we release a new video. We'll see you next time.
Hey guys, it's time for a weekly Q&A with the captain. This week we have questions from 3 of our viewers, so let's go ahead and get started. Our first question comes from Vitaly. Vitaly lives in Ukraine. Question is, I'm interested in the thickness of the glass of the front and side windows. So our glass thickness is a 1/2 inch thick, or 12 millimeters for those of you on the metric system. And the reason it's so thick is so that it can withstand the impact of a wave. That's also why the glass panes facing forward are smaller in size, so that they have less surface area for that force to hit against. They also have radiused corners, which makes them stronger. If they had a squared off corner, that could create a potential place for the window to crack. On our side windows, which are much larger in the salon, we have threaded fittings on the exterior of the boat, and you can actually screw on an external storm window to sort of double the protection on those larger surface area windows on our salon. And that would be probably a 1/2 inch thick plexiglass storm window that gets threaded in. Next question that Vitaly has is, how much ballast and what's the maximum tilt angle that your yacht is considered safe? So this vessel has about 4,000 pounds of ballast in the keel. A lot of the tanks and engine bay is situated very low in the boat to give the boat good stability. Additionally, we have stabilizers on the boat. I'm not sure that the boat is necessarily self-righting in design. However, Nordhaven 52 Dorona withstand a 69-degree roll and was able to right from it just fine with similar sort of above-below line ratios as this boat. So I'd like to think that this boat could withstand an equal amount of roll. However, I wouldn't want to be present on the boat when that happened. Our next questions this week come from Senior Grande. Senior Grande is from San Jose, California. What techniques do you use when anchoring at night to ensure freedom is safe and secure so that you can get a good night's siesta and you don't have to worry about dragging on the hook? So when we're at anchor, we leave all of our pilot house electronics on. And the reason that we do that is so if we were to drag or have an incident in the middle of the night, that the boat would be ready to go. Other reasons why we leave the electronics on is so that we can set up tracks on our navigational charts. The tracks allow us to see where the boat has been moving while at anchor, so it makes it really easy visually to start to see when the boat is starting to drag and it's not staying within its sort of defined pattern that it's laid on its tracks. Other reasons we leave our electronics on as well is so that we can set up an anchor alarm. The anchor alarm allows us to set a distance from when the alarm is turned on, and anytime the boat would travel outside of that distance, there's a loud, audible alarm that wakes us up out of bed and lets us know that the boat has moved outside of that defined distance. And then third and lastly, we set a high wind alarm, and we usually set that at about 20 knots. And anytime the wind were to rise above 20 knots, we would also get that loud, audible alarm that would also wake us up out of bed so that we could come up and scope out the situation and take a look at our tracks to ensure that we're not dragging. So those are the measures that we take while at anchor to get a good night's sleep. And then our final questions this week come from Antonio and Nina from Ottawa, Canada. Their questions are, where is the shore power located on Freedom? So our shore power is located on the starboard side of the boat, and it's midships. It's right in the middle of the boat, just outside that pilot house door, sort of where the Portuguese bridge ends. Our boat's equipped with two 30-amp shore service connections. Truth be told, I would prefer that the boat would have a single 50-amp connection on it, but it doesn't. So we have a splitter that goes from 230s to one 50-amp connection, and then we run a single 50-amp cord to the shore side connection. Having our connections midship is kind of helpful because it allows you to either bow in or stern into a slip, and a standard 50-foot cable will reach the shore power connection. I would guess a bonus over having the connection in the middle of the boat would be to have two sets of connections, one at the bow and one at the stern. But if you don't have that, having it in the middle of the boat is helpful. Their next question is, do you have a dock city water inlet? And assuming that you do, when you're at a marina, do you prefer to use the dock city water inlet or utilize the water from your tanks? So this boat does not have a dock city water inlet. What that allows you to do is connect a hose between a hose bib on shore and your boat, and it basically allows you to use endless water from shore, and you don't have to take that water and fill a tank and have your boat draw the water from that tank. So that can be nice to prevent tank filling. However, we've had them on our previous boats, and we've always chose to fill up the boat's water tanks and then draw the water from those tanks. And the reason why we do that is so that the water never sits in our tank for a long period of time. That way the water can't get stagnant and go bad. So for us, we really only need to, we hold 300 gallons of water, and we really only need to fill our water tanks once a week living aboard. So it's not that frequent that we need to fill them, and that way we make sure that we're always turning over the water within our tanks every single week. So as always, thank you for all the great questions from those three viewers. If you have a question that you want answered on an upcoming video, drop us a direct line on Instagram, MVFreedomSeattle, and we'll make sure to get your question answered in an upcoming video. I hope everybody has an outstanding week, and we'll see you next weekend.